man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only let selected few in my circle. And this is the real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.
What's up, man? Shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. Hey, y'all thought it was a game, huh? Hold on, let me get some music going, man. We coming the right way. So let me get my theme music together, man. Appreciate everybody who showed up. The early birds, that is. There we go. Let's get that music going. So we got a crazy show today for you, man. I'm gonna bring two of my guys in. Y'all know from season one. First of all, you know, the guy who got me in the media game. When you see me covering the Super Bowl, when you see me covering the NFL draft on location, this is the man right here who brought me in. The man to play, my guy Richard Walker. Rich,
what it do? Back for another one.
Absolutely.
Season 2.
Back like we never left. Let's get it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, reoccurring like a Tyra Smith injury.
Oh, man. Playing my emotions, Smokey. Oh, man. With that being said, let me bring in the third member of our crew, man. The guru himself, Mr. Know Everything Cowboys, my guy, D. Brown.
D Money.
You on mute, Darren. You on mute. You on mute, bro.
What up, y'all? Sorry about that. There we go.
Now
what up, man? Season 2. Let's get it.
Season 2. Let's get it, man. And shout out to Christopher Burton, the boy that says, we them boys. You know what time it is all day and tomorrow, goddamn it. Hit that like button. Let's get started. So let's start from the Genesis, man. Let's boil it on down to the root. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the offseason, and we'll get to game 1 today against GOAT at Jerry World. So, Rich, you were talking a little bit backstage, man. So what are some of your takeaways of our movement or lack thereof in the offseason?
Yeah. Off-season is the correct word. There's a whole lot of things that are off with this roster. Who in the hell started at left tackle? It ain't me. I'm done. I'm retired. So I don't know who it is. You starting, Cliff? I don't know. I don't know. This random. Maybe they're just gonna have a drawing and select a random fan to start at left tackle today. We don't know who that is.
Hey, no. That would be an interesting premise. Each week, a random fan gets the chance to start at left tackle.
Might do better.
Imagine that lineup.
We have more health and more depth that way, I guess.
The sad part is I don't think fans can tell who the fan was.
This the missed opportunities we keep talking about. Dwayne Brown signed for pennies on the dollar with the Jets. He's starting today at left tackle. Mind you, he was a Pro Bowler last season. Pro Bowler. He wasn't an ultimate. He was a Pro Bowl selection. He had a damn good season. Signed for pennies on the dollar. We finally get Jason Peters. He's 40 years old now. We could sign him years ago, but whatever. A lot of other guys. It's just 2 examples. We have CeeDee Lamb starting at receiver today, and I don't know, the guy from the Pro Shop as our WR2. Who's starting at wide receiver too? Well, we know Gallup is out already, so our choices are. This is kind of hilarious to even think about. Noah Brown, Dennis Houston, or Kevontae Turpin. One of those 3 guys. We don't know who is going to be starting today as the other receiver opposite CeeDee Lamb. So many questions on the offensive side of the ball for this team. So many missing pieces from last year. They lost a lot, and then we gave away a lot in free agency and in trades. You know, to dump Amari Cooper for basically nothing was, to me, just completely foolish. We took several steps backwards this year. Meanwhile, our competitors in the division, the Commanders, I think, got it. They have a shot with Carson Wentz. We don't laugh yet, because this is a guy who this is his last chance to prove that he's a starting quarterback. So he's gonna come out with his hair on fire, and he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. They got a deep threat receiver. They got a running game. They got a mean ass defensive line. So, you know, keep an eye on the Commanders. Don't put them out of the fold yet. And of course, the Eagles went out and got them a big bad receiver, man, to go with Jalen Hurts, man. So without saying it's not a gimme in this division anymore.
No. Agreed. Because it's been a gimme for a little long stretch there. So
yep.
and the question was posed: can we go back-to-back NFC East champions? And with this climate, you would say, yeah, we should. But now, like you said, there's so many questions now, especially in wideout, which has been our strength for the last 3-4 years. So it's like, we're back to 2016. So, well, not quite, but we have some remnants from 2016 with the Allen Hearns and your boy Tavon Austin and gang. That wasn't great times with Dakota Ray Prescott.
Right.
Dan, what you got for us, man?
Man, I'm gonna right off of Rich's point with all the questions that this squad has coming in. I mean, it's crazy, what a difference a year makes when you going into last season, that receiver core was hotly in the argument of one of the best in football coming into the season. And then a mere 12 months later, you have no damn idea like what's they're rolling out there other than CeeDee Lamb. And even there you have a question, because now he's not the second receiver, now he's the lead guy. Does he show the promise? Yeah. Is he a talented wideout? No question. But there's a certain, gene, if you will, that you have to be that guy when you're the receiver that the other team's game plan for. And even more difficult when you don't really have a proven threat to help offset that. So, ton of questions abound, and we were talking pre-show. I think the onus this year is, when we've talked about the offensive coordinators, in hoop jargon for years, and then last year on the show, there were moments when Beav looked like a genius. There were moments that made you scratch your head.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be huge on him this year with all the questions on the offensive line and in the receiver core. What is his mindset? I'm really interested to see week to week what he is starting tonight. I think personally you got to go back, as I mentioned in pre-show. I think you got to go back to the 14 group. I think you got to really lean on that run game to help protect that O-line a little bit in pass protection. And when you got, we know Zeke has got a lot of, probably got over 30% tread left on his tires, but you've still got Zeke and Pollard. I think you got to feature them more. I think you've got to really lean on that run game. Get a lot of tight end work with Dalton Schultz. Maybe this new kid for Alco work in the middle of the field and play defense. Because if they try to air it out with the improvements that Rich talked about with the other guys in the division, it could be a real interesting season, man. So, and it starts tonight. So I'm interested to see what this mindset is offensively. I think we know what they. I would say no. I think we're far more confident in what they're going to be defensively. I think they're going to be really good defensively. Probably better than they've been in a lot of years. They were pretty good last year. I think they'll get even better this year. But, and I think that's going to be a real strength. But offensively, man, this thing is a huge question mark.
Huge.
Yep. I just want to. You mentioned the running game. I wonder how we gonna go. Are we still gonna down this Zeke Elliott hill? Or are we gonna just understand that it's time for Tony Pollard to get more touches, man? And in whatever capacity that is, the utilization of Tony Pollard has to come into the forefront. I think we all understand that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I know Zeke. He has a hefty paycheck that we still are footing. But I mean, at some point, when he willing to go to the new regime, I mean, I would feel the same way if Dak had a better quarterback challenging him, as the same way he did Romo, right? It just so happened that Zeke, he got his incumbent right behind him, ready to make that move. So I wonder if we're gonna stay stubborn and stay loyal to Zeke, or we're gonna actually, bring Pollard. I think that the former of the two is probably gonna be what's gonna happen. But hell, we don't know until that coin goes up today.
Right.
Go ahead, Rich.
I mean, I'm just going to be frank. I think we have a vested interest in Tony Pollard succeed. Because let's just cut the bullshit here. Ezekiel Elliott will not be a Dallas Cowboy.
This is last year.
I don't give a damn if he has an Eric Dickerson type season. He will not be He will not be a Dallas Cowboy next year. Yeah, not get out of that huge salary that he's in You know, all that money he got in his little man purse is carrying. He got an opportunity to correct one of the things that has us in salary cap hell right now is his contract. You can get a far more productive back for way less money, more bang for your buck. I don't know why the hell we decided to invest all of this money into a running back anyway, because we know that the running back position is the most fluid in the league. They just you don't have long-term relationships with running backs. I'm sorry. Running back is the one in the back of black book that you call for the night and move on. Yeah. Because that position turns over very high. It's a very physical position. You get hit on every single play. Production goes down, not up with age. And you 30, you're an old running back. So you get a guy at the draft that you can plug in or free agency plug in and have some immediate impact. And there's a lot of guys out there that can do it well enough. You take that money and you invest it in long-term investments like your offensive line, your receivers, your quarterback, your D-line, and your DBs. That's where you put your money. So Zeke won't be here. I think we have a vested interest to see if Tony Pollard is gonna be that bell cow for us moving forward. And if he don't work out, then we go to plan C and go get somebody else next year. But that's what I think they should be evaluating is. We already know Zeke's not the answer. Let's figure out that Tony Pollard is the answer. And if he's not, then let's start looking into the free agent market or the draft. Not the first round, by the way, but let's start looking into the draft next year to see who's there.
I like P. Rose's comment, man.
Yeah. P. Rose says, and Darren, I'll let you rock. Says the running game has to be solid. Tony Pollard needs more touches, not to mention he can be used more in the passing game as well. He can still be useful, but it's time for Pollard to shine.
Yep.
What you got with? I mean, not really.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I liked about that comment, P. Rose. And I appreciate you chiming in because I'm thinking that, and I'm gonna expand on that part. The solid part of what you're looking at, I think the solid part of what that looks like is not this emphasis for Zeke to be, a 12 or 1,300 yard back, because that means you're feeding him the ball a lot. I think I would like to see, damn sure want to see Pollard out there more. I want to see a lot more of Pollard and Zeke on the field at the same time, especially early, because of Pollard's ability in space and Pollard's ability as a receiver out of the backfield. Give the defense something else, to think about if they're both out there. I think a really, to P. Rose's point, I think for that game to be solid is a real nice, mix and match of, kind of like the little thunder and lightning thing the Giants did years ago with Brandon Jacobs and I forget the other back that they had, the speed guy that they had, but something along those lines. I mean, Zeke is still good around the goal line. He still can get tough yards on, short yardage situations and whatnot. Doesn't have the, he's not the breakaway threat, obviously, that Pollard is. But I think if you put him out there both at the same time, use Zeke somewhat as a decoy to get Pollard those touches. But you have him out there at the same time, again, to protect that line and, help offset what you don't have at wideout. I think that's what a solid run game should and could look like for Dallas, man. So yeah, P. Rose, I like that. I like that input right there.
There you go. Well stated. Well stated. I mean, Thunder and Lightning, man. We've all heard the monikers for that too. That dynamic. Yeah, we preach to the choir on that one. P. Rose also says, honestly, in my opinion, the Cowboys offensively a little margin for error. I believe that he can cultivate something between Zeke and Pollard, but they can't be making idiotic mistakes. Well,
yes. That's on the beef, P. Rose. I like that. That's why
we do well.
On the beef. Yep. The beef has got to get in his bag. And I like the idiotic point. He has to be smart. That was the one time in the offensive coordinator formerly known as Scott Linehan. That was the one time. That was the one time that he actually played it right. And that year when DeMarco Murray went off for all those years, I mean, it was a tried and true form of that run game work, and he stuck with it. I mean, he absolutely stuck with it. And they had a really good season that year. And I think something like that has to happen, modified a little bit because you got two backs getting production versus basically just Murray. But you got an extra dynamic in there that you got a running back he's got taken to the house ability in Pollard. Anytime he touches the ball, you can get him out of space. You can get him on a mismatch. Use Zeke as that deep shoulder in the power set, put him in motion and put him in work.
Yeah, I mean, I think someone that maybe Beeve himself on that staff needs to just sit down with Zeke and say, look, man, we're going to shoot straight over with you. We're going to shoot straight no chaser with you.
There you go.
Did I tell you?
Like that.
You're not going to be here next year, bro. So let's help you audition for your next team. Let's show the film where you can score and you can help in short yardage situations. You can help us in the red zone. We can, build up your pass protection film, and we will help shop you on the low because teams talk on the low. We will help shop you, and you tell us where you want to go. In exchange for that, we need you to sit your ass down and shut up and play the role we want to play. We're gonna bring back the old Marion and Felix Jones 1-2 punch thing that we had back in the day. But he's gonna be primarily our feature back, even though you'll be starting, so you don't lose that. I guess the moxie of being a starting running back. No problem. Your agent will have more to work with when you get ready to negotiate contracts.
Absolutely.
So basically, Zeke, we need you to shut up. We need you to do what we need you to do, and just very quietly go away into the night and let us see if this guy is going to be your replacement. If they can find that way to make that balance work, and make it work where Pollard is getting way more touches, although he may not be starting per se, and you're able to evaluate whether or not it's working with their running game. Then even if when Zeke leaves next year you can say, okay, now we know what type of back we need to complement Pollard. So it's going to give them a lot to think about for next year. But he has to play his part.
And before we leave this running back point, in Pollard, isn't this his walk year also?
I think he's got
next year,
one more. I think he's got one more after this. But we're gonna have to pay him. We're gonna have to pay him this offseason, regardless.
That's where I was going, Rich.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pay him. So we're gonna have to
pay him.
Pretty much. So,
okay, absolutely.
That's why I say you pay him this year and see if he's worth the money.
Yeah. And shout out to 20 Reports hopped in, man. Y'all go sub to my guy, Will. Please appreciate you pulling up. Andrew, the haters have arrived. That's what I'm talking about. The haters have arrived.
We love the haters on this show.
Haters have arrived.
We're gonna invite some haters too. Yeah, some of them played against us too.
We want you to come. Come on, God dog. P-Roll lastly says, I think Zeke in short yard situation can be highly successful. I think his ability to get first downs on short yard situations is paramount. Open up the RPO schemes and situations.
Absolutely.
On point, P-Rose. But you hit on all cylinders, my guy. You hit on all cylinders. All right, so let's flip it over to the elephant in the room on our offensive. Speaking of offense, talk about that offensive line. Now, we talked a little bit about that pre-show. We talked a little bit about that in the opening. Mm-hmm. So let's get back on this left tackle situation, man. Like, so what's the what's the word, man?
Well, they're gonna try Tyler Smith, but I never like a situation where the guy doesn't know what his role is going into the season. Now, the whole off season and pre-camp, OTAs and mini camp and rookie camp and training camp and preseason, Tyler Smith has been playing primarily left guard. On occasion, he'll play some left tackle, which, I mean, that's his natural thing. And I know down the road, y'all supposed to be the plan to audition him to be Tyler Smith's replacement, but you didn't prepare him for this. If you came in and say, look, I want you to focus on left tackle, but show us what you can do at left guard, that would be different. But like I said, we came into the season with no plan B for Tyler Smith, and I think that is absolutely foolish. That's like getting in your car knowing damn well you got a ball tire with never you don't have a spare. That's what we're doing. That's literally what we're doing. So it's going to be a hodgepodge. I think at some point, if Tyler Smith doesn't work out, they'll slide Steele back over the left tackle, and then try to address the right. Then you create problems on the other side of the line. So I don't know. Man. Josh Ball for damn sure is not the answer. So he's a depth guy and nothing more, just to get the big guys a break.
Rich, okay. So I love two things about the point you just made, and I got a question for you to present to everybody that's out there. So, like you said, I hate everything about the lack of a plan that they had with regard Tyler Smith, because this didn't just sneak up on them. Tyron Smith has been a thing. What 4-5 years running now? I mean, he hasn't played more than 12 games since 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's been a thing. Elbow, knee problems, back, what have you. It's been a cumulative thing. He's been a great talent, but he's been declining ever since. Two things you brought up. So lack of a plan, absolutely stupid on Dallas' part. And you mentioned Tyler Smith. So he's been working, like you said, in camp, in the preseason, basically competing, given the opportunity to compete for the starting job at left guard. So his mindset, his reps, everything was at left guard. And let me add to this, he got beat out. He didn't win the job. So you talk about a kid who was the number 1 draft pick, this year's first rounder, given every opportunity to win the job in a different position that he was told to focus on, did not win that job yet. Then, oh, by the way, you're going to start him at left tackle to protect your $160 million quarterback?
Yeah. It's like buying a styrofoam phone case to protect your $1,000 phone. That's what we just.
That's a great analogy.
So you're by the way playing, and you went to the AARP pool and got the great Jason Peters, who is, and I heard, I can't confirm or deny this, but I heard Jason Peters was in contract talks to be a spokesperson for AARP. That's what I heard.
That's right.
Can't confirm or deny that. But that's your insurance plan for a guy that you're going to, oh, by the way, start at left tackle who didn't win the left guard job and was given every opportunity to do so. So I want the fans out there to understand that that's what Dallas is looking at on the left side of the line. We hadn't even got to the weakness that was left guard anyway.
Yeah.
From last year. And if you move a little bit further to your right, we ain't got to the weakness that was at center yet.
Right.
And Tyler Biadasz, we ain't got to that yet. So everything from center to the left looks like Beirut in 1988.
Damn.
An absolute mess.
Depleted.
Hot mess.
Done. So it looks like Ukraine right now. Just bomb the hell. So
do you think this looks like, reminiscent of that Atlanta Falcons game a few years ago when he gave up like 6 sacks?
Man. You know what? Unfortunately, Cliff, I would like to say it's not that bad, but I can't tell you that. Now, I'm hopeful it's not that bad, but if it is that bad, I'm nothing going to be surprised about that.
Probably just gave him another sack while we were talking.
I think Buddy got like 4 sacks that game, and I think he only got like 1 more the rest of the year.
Careered that game, right? No, Cliff. He careered that half. He careered in the first half of that game. He careered that half.
Oh man,
did nothing the rest of the season. Careered that half. So
that boy got a contract out in a half.
In an absolute half. So it's that the mess of the offensive line, and Rich, you played the position, man, and continuity and familiarity is everything. Not only are you putting in that kid in a really awkward and bad position, he's a rookie, square as a pool table and twice as green, starting at left tackle in the NFL. Primo pass rushers, you're now charged with a position you didn't train for and had no continuity with the rest of the line to protect Dak Prescott's left side. Blind side. That's
right.
That's nothing.
And on the O-line, there are 2 positions that for sure you don't play around with because they are the core of your line. That's center and left tackle. You have to have that. Those 2 positions have got to be solid in order for the rest of the line to properly function. Now, you got a Hall of Famer at right guard, but he can't do a damn thing for you because the rest of the line's out of sync.
You know,
you can't even run to his side.
Like, let's go, guys.
Right. You can't even run to the side because the defense just going to get heavy on that side because they already know they ain't got to worry about the left side of the line.
Yep.
They're going to bring the pressure onto the left side of the line because they already know that's where your weakness is. So if you can't protect the quarterback's blind side and you can't run the ball in the middle of the line, your line ain't doing the damn thing for you. So Center and left tackle, and we got question marks at both positions. Tyler Biadasz, man. Yeah.
He's no Travis Frederick.
Yeah. He's damn sure not Travis Frederick.
Man, so
that
might be one of Zeke's biggest values this year is helping out in pass pro.
Right. Yeah.
Zeke can still block.
Right. He can still block.
He can still block really well. So he might be helping because teams are bringing pressure until Dallas shows that they can handle it or figure it out.
Right.
They got to leave him in to help with the blitz packages because.
Oh, thank you, P. Rose. Thank you. I was gonna get to this. I was gonna get to that. Vita Vea. Those of y'all in my Cowboy fan group, you know how I acted a fool on draft night when we didn't get Vita Vea. Y'all remember that because I acted a whole ass when we didn't get Vita Vea. And let me tell you something, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night for that. The interior line is going. Let me tell you something. It's gonna be a long night for that interior line. Vita Vea is a whole problem. That is a 2-gap machine. He don't get the props and the love that he should get. That boy he's a problem, man. He's a force.
Man, Vita Vea looking at tonight's matchup like somebody in the buffet line on payday. You know, eat all night.
I fear he might become barbecue chicken. I fear he might become barbecue, rotisserie, and grilled chicken tonight.
Bro,
variety of chicken.
Barbecue chicken alert, man.
All night.
Yeah.
Barbecue chicken alert. That's a good call out, P. Rose. In Between Game Sports says, overall expectation, what would y'all like to see improve throughout the season? I'll start off. I want to see what our receiver core is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought we'd be in a position we missed Cedric Wilson. I
Good
never
call.
thought we'd be in a position.
Good call.
Man, so basically our third it would be looking like damn near a 1B right now. And I say 1B because like we were saying pre-show, CeeDee Lamb got all the tools. We all know that. But it's another thing. It's one thing when you the man next to the man. It's another thing when you the man. Hey, all the expectations is on you. All the attention is on you when we talking double coverage and whatnot, right?
Right. Let's get Alvin Hart on the show and ask him.
Huh?
Let's get Alvin Hart on the show and ask him about that.
Yeah, exactly. It's different when you ain't when you are the man, rather. So when I see that, I just wonder what CeeDee's made of because he's kind of. I mean, we saw him at Super Bowl role. He seemed to be a pretty, solid, heady guy, and all that. He didn't seem extra like a guy who couldn't handle the pressure or what have you. But that's cool doing PR stuff. I want to see what you're doing, in between them lines. I want to see when it's go time, when the light's on you, you playing against GOAT today, and it's on you, the spotlight on you. So maybe he made the stuff. I seen him OU do his thing, but the dynamic changes. So I know, and we talked also about, I knew Darlin Turpin out there who ain't took an NFL snap, right? He's USFL MVP. That's cool, but this ain't the goddamn USFL. So
No, it's not. A little bigger, a little faster, a little smarter.
Absolutely.
They got a little more resources to watch film. So
absolutely. So the question begs: are you more of a Devin Hester, who's just a return guy who can't really give you nothing on the other end of football, or Dante Hall? He can give you a little bit on the other side. So we're gonna find out what Turpin is too. So I just want to see that dynamic improve over time. I don't know when freaking Gallup is coming. I'm just used to Gallup not playing, so I he's like on Tyron Smith level status to me. I don't have any expectation any year for either one of those guys. But so for me, the receiver core is what I want to see improve over the years. So my insights is just keeping a keen eye on that.
The keen eye, man. I like that offensive side of the ball, Cliff. I'm right there with you, fellas. I'm gonna go on the defensive side, and I can see the head nod from both of you when I say this. I want to see improve throughout the year. That was a huge missing piece. I want to see the run defense improve.
Yes.
Because as much as we glowed about, Diggs and his 11 interceptions and the absolute, promise of, a superstar in waiting in Micah Parsons. The pass rush was really decent last year, but they were horrible in run defense. And we said it all year long. In games where they got mashed, it was right up the gut. They could not stop the run. It reared its ugly head in the playoff loss to San Francisco. They could not get off the field from running the football. They couldn't stop the run. So they did shore up a little bit, as much as we didn't like what they did in free agency. I wasn't mad at the move they made in getting the cat from Minnesota in linebacker core. Yeah. And I think that group as a whole, the defensive group I'm talking about, there's something to them like having the juice and wanting to play for Dan Quinn. And so you've got a lot of returnees that are back in that scheme. I know that run defense was an emphasis, as we see the great Michael Parsons there, and I'm already calling him great because I think this dude is a
special.
I think he's Von Miller, J.J. Watt. You know, I think he's just that guy. I mean, like Aaron Donald. I mean, I think he's just that guy. When the Cowboys show up, that's the one guy you're going to have to deal with.
And this is the raw
every week.
This is the raw Michael. He ain't anywhere near his prime. This is rookie. This is
scratching the surface. As a matter of fact, he's going to take that big jump. But that's the one element I want to see to the question posed about what I want to see improve throughout the season is run defense. Because we know if you can get off the field, you know, on third down, and a lot of times, if you can stay out of third and short, if you can win on first down and not end up in 2nd and 3 and put a lot of pressure on your defense and win on first down when teams are going to run the football like they're going to do tonight, that's where you can win games. So run defense for me is an improvement I like to see throughout the season.
Absolutely.
For me, I'm going to go with the $75 million man. That's the number 4, a.k.a. Dak Prescott.
There you go.
What I want to see improvement on is his leadership, his focus, his drive. I want to see him fix the problems and fill in the cracks in the organization. Because, as we said before, what separates a good organization from a great organization is having that one guy that says, look, we don't have A, B, C, or D, but you know what? The hell with it. We're going to win anyway.
There you go.
That's Patrick Mahomes. That's Joe Burrow. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's Tom Brady. Those guys, Russell Wilson, they win in spite of not having A, B, C, or D, or sometimes E, F, L, M, N, or P. I want to see Dak take that step forward and say, look, yeah, my receivers may not be household names, but I'm going to make them better. My tight end can't block. He can't do this, that, and I'm going to make him better. My O-line is questionable. I'm going to make them better. Grab these dudes by the face mask, get in the ear, get in the film room with them, get in the weight room with them. I want to see him make this team better. You got paid $75 million, bro. It's time to prove that you're worth it. It's time to prove that you're a superstar. And you got to win in spite of. I'll never forget what a coach said to me before, and it just stuck in my head. Shit will happen in football, but you can't let shit beat you.
Hey.
So we have to figure out how to not let shit beat you, bro.
That's collection play worthy, Rich.
This is
playworthy right there, bro.
A proven year as far as Dak's legacy.
Like that.
Even if they don't go far in the playoff, I want to see him win and be successful in spite of. Because it ain't gonna always be right. It ain't gonna always be perfect.
Absolutely. And peep this. I was gonna say this pre-show, but you know, the guys were ciphering. We're gonna see if Dak is more like an Aaron Rodgers or he gonna be like a Kirk Cousins. Man, this year we don't know. And by Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure y'all know, but for the audience listening, like Rich just said, are you a guy that like, hey, you got a depleted front line out there, you got a depleted core out there as far as receivers concerned. But goddamn it, y'all know we go over, we gonna get it done anyway.
Right.
We know, and a lot of people got a lot of critique for Aaron Rodgers, and he can be an asshole. We all know that he would throw people under the bus. We've seen that. But one thing you can't say is Aaron Rodgers can't make chicken salad with chicken shit. We've seen him do it.
I'm gonna be a homer for a second, man. For crying out loud, Case Keenum took the goddamn Vikings to the NFC Championship.
Yes, he did.
Come on, man.
Nick Foles.
They had so many problems on that team. He was like, you know what? Fuck it, we going.
You mentioned a younger, and it's not an age thing. It's an in you or not thing, and that's why I like your point, Rich. And even yours too, Cliff. I think it definitely is show improve. And hey, man, when you make the moves to hold out and get the Brinks truck back up, to your front door, expectations rise, and they either get met or they don't. And it's not like a deal where we have not seen this with precedent. Rich, you mentioned my guy Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow lost the Super Bowl ultimately because you didn't have enough of an offensive line. And he still damn near got it done. But his team was in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win the Super Bowl. If he had a piece of offensive line, this might be a different conversation. Right. Historically, one of my favorite quarterbacks got a team to the Super Bowl with 5 guys named Al, a running back named Mo, and 2 receivers. They could have been the Pep Boys and John Elway, and got them to the Super Bowl and beat some like outstanding teams to get there. The late '80s Cleveland Browns, to be specific. No way in hell that team was supposed to beat the Cleveland Browns, and yet here they were in the Super Bowl. Now they got washed by the 49ers, but I mean, to y'all's point, they're the special ones. The guys who the very good to the great, and even the singularly great, somehow, some way. And you know what? And even a guy more recent vintage that I have to give credit to is Ben Roethlisberger. Yep. Ben Roethlisberger at times did that. He didn't have like this, the greatest set of circumstances. And here his team was still there, still in the mix. And a lot of times they won those games just because Ben was out there. And a lot of those times Ben wasn't healthy. Yep. But Ben would just literally will teams to wins when they had no business winning. So it is so improved. To both of y'all's point, it's step up and show improved time for number 4. And when you make $75 million, I ain't trying to hear it. Look, win me 3, maybe 4 games that they had no business winning.
Right.
To be fair, I need to see 3 games. It's like, you down 11 going in the 4th. How in the hell they gonna win this? And
those are usually games we drop. We usually drop those kind of games.
There you go.
Because it's always like you're not even in it.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes last year against the Bills. They should have lost that game.
Right. But he did what he did.
Well, no, we winning this against the Browns in the playoffs. No, we winning this. Yeah, we no. I got y'all. We winning this one. Where's that at, Dak? Where's it at?
Right.
Where's it at?
I need a Burrow against Kansas City moment from him.
Yeah, where's it at, Dakota?
Hey, listen, man. Zach, my guy, but hey, just like I've been out on Zeke for 2 years now. Like I've been like on my lonely hill calling Zeke out, and now people finally arrived to the party.
You really have.
People have finally arrived to the party. I'm like, dog, y'all make a lot of excuses for Zeke Elliott, because it is what it is. But now, Dak, I've been kind of putting my arms of support around Dak. Like, hey, man, he got this, he got this, he got this. What's it? Year 6 now?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
That's out the window.
Year 6, man.
Oh, that's just
a whole lot of money, like the feel good, destined for the practice squad, mid-round, supplemental 4th round pick, like that feel good story. Okay, we passed that.
Yeah, that's done.
When you get the bag and now you pay to be the man, it's time for you to be the man.
And I need you
the movie Colors. You remember the movie Colors, right?
Yeah.
When old boy told his little brother, "Get out the porch, home." You get jumped in, man. Right. Get out the porch, man.
It's time, man.
It's time for you to man up.
Time, baby.
Get out the porch.
I also need you to help the bean to be better, because goddamn, if we down and we trying to come back, and you hear a quarterback drawing your hand stick, you go to that sideline and you point the fucking finger and say, "We not running that shit." And you call audible and you go to something else, man. Don't run that shit. What the hell is wrong with you? You think Cam Newton would have ran that fucking play? Are you serious?
No, absolutely not.
Check out of it, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes coaches make mistakes too. You gotta fix their errors too.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, there's no Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, hell, probably Lamar Jackson would have checked out of that play. The hell were you thinking, man? No, don't run no damn QB draw. We ain't got enough time for that. Down the distance, man. Come on, bro. I don't even know why they called it, but you shouldn't have ran it.
Speaking of concerns and elephants in the room, I want to pose a question to my fellas and to everybody listening.
What you got?
Are we looking at Mike McCarthy in his last year?
That's a very good question. Because there is the Sean Payton elephant that's out there.
Yes.
This is his last year under.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
This is his last year where he would be under the Saints' thumb in terms of what they're able to, do or not do with him. His rights, I think, run out after this season. We know that he's actively trying to get back in the league because they got popped with the scandal with Brady. Mm-hmm. So he's not. I don't think he's done as a coach yet, and I think it will be a big media draw, which Jerry likes. And then they're going to have some money after they make some moves in free agency after this year. I think Tyron Smith and Zeke are gone. Possibly some other big names are going to be gone, so they'll have some wiggle room to work with in free agency. Yeah. So don't be surprised if I hope it's his last year, but don't be surprised if we see Sean Payton with us next year.
Hey, I heard that looming too, and I forgot before you mentioned it, but when you said, I said, yeah, I forgot about the Sean Payton situation looming. So hey, listen, man, I don't give a damn what we got going. If Sean Payton says he's ready, hey, if you needed me to pitch in 100, 200 to get Bob McCarthy out.
Bro, I will go pick his ass up in the airport myself.
You talking about like
I will personally pack Mike McCarthy's bags, and I will move him and his mama the hell out of town.
Cliff, I'm gonna tell you how hyped I would be. I wouldn't do it, but I would come damn close to sounding like an affiliate if Sean Payton. Okay. How about that, Rich? I'll be that close to be sounding like an affiliate. I won't do it because it's not in me to do that, but I would come down. Look, I might let my shit grow and get that fresh fade. I can go find them jeans, and I think I may have those shoes.
Get the Jordan.
I mean, that close to coming to the Yes, sir. If
those watching, you can't tell me you don't know one dude you done seen walking around with this on, man. You're not a Cowboy fan.
Oh man.
Real talk, man. I mean, I think that's one of those things we talk about. Obviously, we start a new season. So many question marks, so many legitimate, valid, concerning question marks, and I think that's one of them. I mean, in a 2-year body of work, I wasn't. The McCarthy hiring didn't move me anyway. No. And he has provided subjective evidence for me to never want to see his ass again on the Cowboys sideline. I'm going to say that on day one, week one. Don't want to see him again, man. His game management. His game management skills.
Remember how excited we were when he got COVID and Robert and Quinn was the head coach for one game? Remember that?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? It's funny you mentioned that, Rich. I was talking to my brother and talking about when we made that point on the show last week because it was you that said, "Hey, man, if you're still feeling some lingering effects, you can hang out a couple more weeks and get right."
Will take as long as you want.
It was funny when you said
want to make sure he's okay.
There's a lot of merit to that, though.
Yeah,
a lot. Okay.
Yeah,
it's not us being bad guys.
He made some critical decisions in that game. Like this is the type of leadership we need.
Yeah, but you know what, man? But back to something I said earlier about him, man. There's a connection this squad has with him. I know they got on defense, but there's a bounce, there's a juice,
right.
with this particular
level of respect.
And then right. I mean, their effort was. I mean, their energy, their focus, whatever else. I mean, whatever those things you want to attach. It was up and elevated that week when Quinn was the guy on the sideline, and they got the win. So,
we all work with people, and I think we all know that there's a boss that nobody really respects. Like he's got the title, but everybody goes to the other person.
Lumber from Office Space.
Right. Yeah. That's the relationship they have there. Like, yeah, you the president of the company, but we really go to the COO because he's the one that knows everything. The president don't know jack shit, so we go to the COO. That's the relationship that they have with Dan Quinn.
Oh, that substitute teacher that we all checked out on in high school.
Yes. Yep.
We all did that.
We all had that one coach. Like your head coach don't know a damn thing, but your D-line coach knows everything, so you go to him. That's there we go.
Substitute teacher that we all checked out on.
Yep.
Exactly right. Yep. So, like I said, man, even in my height, a lot of question marks. Questions abound. This is going to be one damn interesting season. And it gets started tonight against the legend. I hope he's a little distracted, given his personal situation. Won't really go too deep into that. But any help,
anything is
any help we can get, not being 100% focused helps the Cowboys.
Brady's the kind of guy who takes their personal shit and bring it on the field. Like he
yes, he does.
Hey,
He might throw for 6 in the first half.
me and my wife having problems. Okay, I'm gonna put 5 touchdowns on y'all ass for that.
Hey,
Like
you remember?
we had to do that.
Remember when Buddy was talking that shit to him, that defensive back, and Brady went straight at his ass,
Right to it.
down and ran down the field.
Yep.
It took him 2 weeks to run down the field and go meet him, but then
Brady
he met him.
so petty. He's so petty, man. Like I
petty
heard
hell,
that Richard Sherman said he was still talking shit to him at practice when he was the Bucks, like years later. Remember that? What's up, you mad, bro? Remember he got in Brady's face? He was talking shit back to Richard Sherman, and that's like 8 years later when they were teammates at practice.
Yeah.
He still had that chip on his shoulder about that shit.
Right.
Like, man, that dude don't
Kobe
let
Bryant
nothing
said it best.
Yeah.
I don't forget shit.
Yeah.
He won that 5th championship. I got one more to Shaq.
Yep.
I don't forget shit.
He, I hope my man Diggs doesn't end up on the highlight reel like
Oh man, we didn't get to that part. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Ramsey did against Josh Allen, man. I mean, I'm hoping Diggs has. I hope that defense has a good night tonight. But
You better not
my
take
man
no
Diggs don't
chance
get
to
done
against
like
the
that.
goat.
Here's what I'm looking at on defense right now. I'm looking at Marquise Bell, man. Hey, Tavon Diggs, man. I don't know what to make of that dude. I know this dude gonna come play. So I don't know when he gonna get in. I don't know if y'all been watching Marquise Bell coming out of FAMU.
I love his energy.
Absolutely.
I told y'all about him last year, man. Like,
Yeah, you did.
This dude's a dude, man. He's a dude. So I mean, Trayvon Diggs, it seems to be a little more flash than product, but we shall see. We shall see.
I like some of the guys that getting back up front too, man. I think a guy who was poised to have a big year and got hurt, unfortunately got derailed, was Gallimore. In the middle of that line, that's gonna have some of that run defense I talked about. You know, I mean, that's the one element I think that can help the squad. And you know, anytime you can generate heat, I don't care. I don't give a damn how great the quarterback is, but you can generate pressure and get heat. You know, it's just not as effective. So I think as far as them getting out of this one with the possibility of a dub tonight, that defense is going to have to man up big time.
Absolutely. And shout out to Will again saying HBCUs to be as you go. Marcus
Yes,
Bell,
indeed.
FAMU.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to my cousin King Daywalk in the building. Appreciate you coming through, man. Big Cowboy fan.
Everybody
Cowboy
coming in, man.
Salute to you, Danielle. Yeah, man. And hey, I tell you what, if Cowboys pull this one off, I'm gonna give me an affiliate jumpsuit, man. I'm getting the J's. I'm getting the acid wash shorts, the jorts.
Oh man.
Oh shit, funny
Salute to
the jorts.
Xander Elsewhere is still there. He's probably starting at the will.
No.
Yeah.
We almost the whole show without.
Yeah, he's the perfect wheel linebacker because he will run in the wrong direction.
Oh man, that's funny. I already knew where you was going.
Xander Elsewhere. He's labeled for life, man. He's labeled for life.
What a fall from grace. What a damn fall from grace. 3 years ago, he was a wolf hunter, and him and Jalen Smith, another fall from grace. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, Jalen Smith just picked up 2 bags from Whole Foods today and punched the air in celebration. Mr. Celebrate for the ultimate celebrate for nothing guy. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Job
you chased the man 15 yards down the field after the fact he made a tackle, after he done picked up a first down, you out there celebrating.
Right. 30-yard game, you made the tackle. There you go, Jalen. That's how you do it. Check the film, though. Yeah, check the film. I like Jaden Smith. I like Jaden Smith, but hey, man, spade is a spade, man. I can't change reality. I just live in it. So, okay, well, we got about a few more minutes before we land the plane on the show, man. So, and I want to go back to Will's comment. Expectations. So, what do we expect out of the game? What do we?
For the season. I see it.
Well, season, but let's condense it down to the game. What do we expect?
Todd Bowles, we know, is now the head coach of the Bucks. He's a defensive-minded guy. He's a pressure guy. He's a get-after-the-quarterback guy. It's the recipe for disaster, considering the problems with the offensive line and receiver. I don't know, man. It's an uphill battle from just that perspective. The matchup between that nasty defensive front. We already talked about Vita Vea. and some of the guys they have on that line. We didn't even talk going to the matchups with receivers because they still got Mike Evans, who is a dog.
Yes,
they have Julio Jones as a third option. Don't act like
forgot about that.
the Bucs don't
Lord
have
have mercy.
weapons, man. They got Julio Jones as a third option. So they're deep on the offensive side of the ball. Even though they don't have Gronk, they won't need them to beat us. I think that the Bucs win pretty easily tonight. Sorry. Should have had the bag when I started to pull the out.
I think Dallas. I can definitely see Tampa winning the game. That should be clear there. I think, they have more proven talent on both sides of the ball. Obviously, starting with the old man. However you feel about him, you can feel about him, but it is what it is. That old son of a gun can still get it done. Unless he has a Peyton moment and he just goes complete noodle arm, but I don't think that's the case. They're gonna be really solid on both sides of the ball. I think the chance for Dallas, from the glass half full perspective, is forcing a turnover early, perhaps, or at some critical point of the game that's like a momentum changing type thing. I think it's absolutely paramount that Dallas generate pressure on Brady, or they are going to get killed.
Yes.
That's just being real. They've got to generate pressure, and they've got to be good on first down. And oddly enough, get them in third and long situations, because if they're able to run the ball effectively and you give Brady short yardage options, then it's really going to be a long night.
Absolutely.
I would much rather see them in 3rd and 8 or better. And you let Parsons and some of these guys, pin their ears back and get after him. Brady's not the most mobile cat. And they too have their offensive line concerns. Let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some semblance of hope there. I mean, this isn't like 85 Bears-ish. I think it's a much closer game. I think Dallas defense has to make enough plays to give them a chance to win it. But I don't know. Are we going to do score predictions later, Cliff?
No, we can wrap all this in one.
All right. If I were to just take my input just now and put a score to it, I could see Dallas, much like last year's opener, losing a tight one, but for different reasons. And I could see 24-20 Tampa.
Okay.
Generous.
All right. Well, with mine, I got to get on this work call, so I'm gonna keep it brief. I just see us, man. Like, all I can do is compare to last year. Last year, I thought we get our doors blown off. I really did. And I remember watching and just being in awe that we were still in the game. And if it wasn't for bad kicking, we probably should have won that game. Now, do we have Amari Cooper? No. Do we have Tyron Smith? No. But I think we have a better version of Michael Parsons this year. Mm-hmm. I think on the optimistic side, we have a better version of CeeDee Lamb this year. So I think, it's a little more hope than thinking. I'm hoping that Dak and CeeDee has that relationship built. I hope that Pollard has that relationship built. And I think we step up, man. We're at home, which I don't even know if it's even a home field advantage because it's so up and down playing in Jerry World. So I would say it's better than playing in Tampa as we did last year. So with all that being said, I think we still can pull this off, but I think the experience of Tom Brady and us with the question marks and the lack of continuity in a few fronts is going to cost us. So with that being said, my heart says we win 23-17. My head says, which is going to be my real opinion, 31-17 Bucks.
Oh wow! Okay.
So like the game early, and then I think our lack of discipline may run out after us late.
Yeah, you're very generous, Cliff. And I was going to mention the kicking game, which is another question mark. So we bring Brett Maher back for I think the 5th or 6th time. I don't know. He's been on and off with the Cowboys.
He's the Michael Myers of kickers.
Right. He's been off and on the team so many times. I think this is like his 8th or 9th NFL team. We know damn well he's not the long-term solution at kicker. He may not even be the short-term solution at kicker, but he's always out there because we squandered all our money in free agency, so we go back to the shelf and get the great value thing. So that's going to be another problem for us too, unfortunately. So I got 28-6 Bucks.
28-6. Wow. Must have 2 field goals, huh? No TDs.
Yep. Probably a couple of missed field goals.
Interesting.
28-6.
I like this, man, because we kind of, among the three of us, we usually kind of with in line pretty much on the scores, but we all over the map on this one.
Yeah.
That's I like it. I see I see P Rose coming in, Bucks winning 23-21, game winner by Sucker. I can see that. It's one of those games, man, where I can see a close score like what P Rose just put out, like what I did. But I could just as easily see, a blowout like what Rich just put out there, or what is it, 2 touchdown shot that you put out there, Cliff. See either one of those scenarios happen, man. I just depending on how the game plays out, and I think a lot of that has to do with what Dallas does on defense, and if the offense can do anything to put a series together.
Yeah, Mike Evans is going to be a problem.
If they run a lot, then I can see
Mike Evans is going to be a problem for Diggs, man.
I'm just taking the approach and just cover my ears. I'm not worried about Mike Evans. I'm just going to dumb, ignorant, blind confidence. That's what I'm rolling with today.
One interesting name I'm gonna put out there to watch. That was it. Simi Fehoko.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Captain Stanford.
Keep an eye on him.
Yeah. So, and I hope
keep an eye on him. Just an interesting name as I watch camp and just keep an eye on him because that kid's in his second year. Interesting dynamic with him. He's a 6'4" Cole Beasley.
I like that.
Yeah, because he's got quicks off the line. He can play in the middle field. He's got hands, and he's that quick, get open guy. But he's 6'4", so big target.
Count me up for that.
Yeah, keep an eye on him.
I forgot about Simi. Yeah.
Keep an eye on Simi Fehoko, man.
He's been our project for a minute.
Like Cole Beasley, we didn't know a damn. We knew Cole Beasley quit and came back and all that deal. We didn't know shit about Cole Beasley until he became Cole Beasley. Blue Lagoon, as we finally remember. But keep an eye on the Simi Fehoko kid, man. He might be one of those guys that emerges and may end up like Cole Beasley did, a Dak Prescott favorite like as the year progresses. Keep an eye on.
I like that call out. I like that. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, well, so gentlemen, as we land the plane on the show, next week we'll start the Lucky Whitehead Award. It's nothing to award right now.
Looking forward to it.
We not awarding preseason performances, but if I had to give one, goddamn it, your boy Turpentine would be our Lucky Whitehead Award.
It's got to be unanimous.
It's got
to be unanimous on that. Yeah.
You return a kick and a damn punt in one game. I don't care who you playing. If you playing Al Bundy and Poke High, it counts. The shit count.
And you know what? I'm not mad if he wants to break one off tonight in the return game, because that would be huge. That's one of those momentum plays I'm talking about. At home, it's going to be electric in there. It's going to be affiliates everywhere. It's going to be fresh fades and jean shorts all over the building tonight. So if Turpin wants to go in, man, and take that energy and all that and break off a big return, it's going to be fresh fades and fresh fades, best J's and jean shorts everywhere tonight. So if Turpin wants to break off one of those big returns tonight, but then by all means, my guy, do your thing. Do your thing.
Please do.
Any way they can get it.
I'm with you, man. So and salute to and Nightbot. I'm sorry, Jonte Grace, man. My Nightbot is like my bot moderator. It'd be torpedoing people. So Jonte, appreciate you joining the stream. I see Nightbot got on your ass. So no Lucky Whitehead. That's the Well, good show, fellas, man. I gotta go hit the workhouse, man. Week 1 in the books. It's gonna be a good show. And you know what? Hey, if we do well, we may have to do a post game show, so I'll keep y'all on my hip, man. If
I'm on board, I'm always ready.
tell you, hey, if
Look,
I gotta,
man, look like the Cowboys, it's go time, man. It's regular season.
hey, if I gotta do it, I'll do it.
I don't have the jean shorts, but you know what?
Make it work.
I shaved my head today, so I can't get the fresh fade, but
make it work, goddammit.
No doubt.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all hit the like button on the way out, man. Straight No Chase podcast. Rich, you got anything for
Season 2.
Hey, just stay tuned. You know, we got some more guests on tap. You know, unlike our front office, we actually get better around here every season. So
There you go.
some more bells and whistles for the podcast coming up soon. So just stay tuned.
There you go,
Absolutely. And just to give you a little bit of a teaser before we get off, we've had 4 former NFL players on the podcast last season.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna have bigger and better because your boy Rich Walker over here is a part of the NFL Alumni Association, the official one, and he gonna have some hitters on here. This is the dude who talks to Dick Buckets on a semi-regular. So that's the kind of guys we can pull down on this stream. So y'all may want to lock in. Y'all, so the stream of our actual channel is Straight No Chase, the Cowboys podcast. Just type that in YouTube. It'll pop up. Subscribe to that channel. We're gonna broadcast those on that platform. I may do a cast, we'll see. But man, thank y'all so much for tuning in, man.
Love y'all, man. Tell your mom and them, tell your cousin them, tell everybody. Straight No Chases. It's on and popping.
There you go. The next time, we out, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.